Hey everybody, welcome to the Zoom Room. Today on the Zoom Room we're going to be tackling the sound of a particular very popular band that's out at the moment. And that band would be the band Ghost. Now, depending on what particular album you're looking at in the Ghost discography, they used different types of equipment to actually get their guitar sounds on this record. Or on these records. But today we're going to be tackling one particular sound, and it is an emulation of an amplifier that they did actually use on the Ghost records, although on the Prequelle album and on the previous Meliora record, they used a mixture of amplifiers, including Marshalls and some Laneys, and on the Prequelle record they used some of those amps too, as well as some orange amps. So what I've chosen today actually is I've chosen an orange amp sim in the Zoom G1ON. This parameter is pretty much in all of the modern Zoom effects right up to the current line of processors, so you can find that and use these parameters that I'm going to be showing you today on any of the Zoom guitar effects line of processors. It's in all of them, and it's a pretty simple setup. Ghost sound is actually a pretty simple sound. It's very mid-range heavy, and it's not very distorted. It's actually quite clean and relatively easy to mimic, but you do have to pay attention to the actual sounds. Some of the sounds you'll hear me record today might sound a little bit middle heavy. That has to do with the fact that I'm filming this on my camera, and it also has to do with the fact that when you hear these sounds mixed in with other instrumentation, some of the middles don't stand out as predominantly as they do when you're just hearing them in a raw format that I'll be showing you. A little bit of background to what my knowledge is with Ghost related to this. I was actually in a Ghost tribute act for about 2 years. Now, I wasn't the guitar player in the band. I was actually Papa Emeritus in the band. But the guitar players that I had in the band, I worked with very closely on their sounds, so they could mimic their sounds as close to the real thing as possible. And in the span of time that we were actually in this act, up where I live in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, we were considered to be probably the best Ghost tribute band for miles around where we're from. So we did a lot of actual work on the guitar sounds to perfect them, and to actually get them to sound as much like the Meliora record as we could. Now, the guitar players use the same type of modeling as I was using, although they use different processors. We're going to be showing you how to model the sound today on a Zoom processor, because of course this is the Zoom channel, or the Zoom Room channel. And hopefully you guys will take these parameters, go check them out, put them into your own Zoom units, noodle around with them a little bit. I think you'll find that the simulations are very close. These guitar sounds that I'm showing you today here on this Zoom processor have actually been used to record our demos as well for this tribute act when we had it. And they present a pretty good approximation of what the Ghost sound actually is. So I'm going to show you just quickly here what this Ghost sound consists of, so you can actually go back and mimic this thing. So first of all, in the chain, we've got a noise gate, which is pretty much a standard thing in here. You'll have to set that noise gate to the parameters that you wish. You can see here that the threshold and level are not too high here. You'll be able to just mimic this when you go into the parameters for this. But we'll go down the chain here, and I'll show you the basic makeup of the other effects that are in here. There is an overdrive pedal in this sound, and it's a standard overdrive parameter in this Zoom G1ON, and it is set this way. The gain is on 0, the tone is on 50, and the level is on 100. So it's not providing a massive amount of boost into the amplifier. The level at 100 is the normal setting, the tone setting is at 50, and again the gain is at 0. So you'll have to set your overdrive parameter like this, and when we go further into here, we'll go to the Tangerine, which is the orange amp setting, and in the Tangerine we have the gain set at 68 We have the tube level set at 100, and we have the master level set at 100, and the treble is set at 50, the middles are set at 70, and the bass is set at 56. The presence of the amplifier is actually set to 50, and we're using a Tangerine 4x12 cab with a direct line out. So that's basically what makes up the drive parameters of this particular sound. And of course, at the end of the chain here we have a hall echo, and these are the settings for the hall echo. The decay is at 12, the tone is at 5, the mix is at 40, the pre-delay is at 49, the level is at 100, and the tail is actually completely off. Using this reverb parameter isn't particularly important to the setting of the Ghost sound in here really at all. I just figured I'd show you what the reverb setting is, because I am actually using a reverb at the same time as I'm using this amplifier, just to let you guys see exactly what constructs the whole sound in this thing, not just the amp and the overdrive pedal, but the reverb pedal as well that's on here like this. So when we actually play this sound, you can probably hear, even though the sound on my camera is not fantastically good, that there is a lot of middles in there. So I'm going to play one or two Ghost riffs here just very roughly. Please excuse my playing. I may not be playing these songs exactly like the record. I'm aware that I'm not playing them exactly the same, but I'm going to do the closest facsimile to this that I can, just for the purpose of letting you hear exactly what this Ghost sound sounds like when it comes out of this processor. So here we go. So there you go. There's just a little clip of me playing a little piece of Majesty and a section of Rats there, just to give you guys a quick example of what this particular setting sounds like. You guys, of course, can go into your Zoom processors, try to copy these settings. If you're a Ghost fan, I can tell you that in the room with me here right now, even though the sound on my camera is not fantastic, it really does sound quite a bit like Ghost. Again, we did a lot of research to actually mimic these sounds, because the one guitar player, Honor, who was in my Ghost tribute, he was using Zoom processing equipment live for shows. So he had his sound set up very well. I've mimicked this sound after his sound live and after the Ghost sound itself. So, you know, give it a whirl. Program this stuff into your Zoom processor. See how it sounds. You might have to do a little tweaking here or there just to get the sound to your liking. But for the most part, it really does sound like Ghost. And I think when you guys noodle with this on your Zoom processing units, you'll find that it's pretty close to the real thing as well too. So anyway, this was just a little video I did today on presenting, you know, how to program and to reproduce a Ghost guitar sound on a Zoom effects processor. You know, maybe a couple of you guys out there will be interested in this if you're Ghost fans, and this will help you out or get you started if you don't have a really good idea already how to mimic these sounds yourself. So I figured I'd just do this for you today, just to let you guys hear this particular sound. So I'm just going to say to you guys, I hope you guys have a great day. Stay tuned. I'm going to have more stuff coming up on the Zoom Room channel here, coming up in the next couple of weeks. I'll be tackling some other guitar sounds here, reproducing some other guitar sounds. One of those will be some of the Metallica sounds from the Metallica records, and you'll learn how to program those into your processors. Hopefully this will help you guys out if you are not really good at programming your processors by yourselves. My goal here is to actually facilitate assisting people who may not be quite so dexterous with their Zoom processors and not know how to use them as well as some other people, and just to give you guys an idea how to set some of these sounds up for your own usage, and just how to use your processors better and how to get the most out of them. So I hope you guys have a great day. I'll catch you really soon on the channel, and have a great week.